Hey, I just wanted to come on here and make this video because I did not find anything similar to it already online. So what we have here is the Eufy Make E1 rotary attachment, and mine unfortunately broke. I took it out to a vendor fair and it lasted the whole time, but then I had it on top of one of my totes and it just slid off, and this little arm right here just snapped right off. I didn't know what was wrong with it at first until I, took it apart. But I wanted to make this video to show others how to take it apart if they ever run into a similar issue, because I have not seen anything on the Eufy Make website about how to take it apart. So I just ran through a test run, and this is what I found, the easiest way to get it apart. So we're going to start off. You've got this little cap that sits on top right here. It is just a little, press fitting. All you got to do, stick your thumb under there, apply a little bit of pressure, and it'll pop right off. Underneath that, you'll have this little metal plate that comes out. There's 4 little screws holding it in. They are, I believe, 0.4. I've got this tool set that has a bunch of different sizes, and the 0.4 is the, or 4.0 is the one that I ended up having to use to get those out. So it is fairly small. I would recommend, some sort of small tool set. I've got quite a few different tool sets here, a cheap one and then a more expensive one that I got a while ago. So but yeah, you just take those 4 out. This piece will slide right off. Inside of here, you have a little, there's your thread. That's what allows this to move up and down. There will be this piece attached to it. It goes on the bottom and then just screws out. So you'll just need to stick a little flathead screwdriver in there, twist until it is out all the way, and then once you get it out, you can pull that threaded piece, just sits right there in that track. You can pull it right out. It does take a while, but you'll need this free floating in order to proceed. Once you get that out, you'll want to take, like I said, this little arm piece out, or the nut. Once you get that out, you have this piece on the end, sits right there, and then you've got this sensor that sits on top. You'll want to unscrew the sensor back. Again, 2 little small screws. Unplug the cable. Once you have the cable unplugged, there is a metal plate on the bottom just holding that cable in place. You'll unscrew that. And then there's also 2 holes on the back. These have little rubber grommets over it, so you'll just need to pull those off and then unscrew. And then you can also see 3 smaller holes in the back of this plate. You will need to screw those out as well. From there, you should be able to slide your whole housing piece apart. My housing slid fairly well because, again, that piece was broken. So this lock was doing nothing. It had no resistance behind it. But I got it out. Now I have to email Eufy Make to see if they have a replacement part, because this does seem like aluminum, so won't be able to weld it or anything. Super glue's not going to hold very long. So I'm going to reach out to them, see if I can get a replacement, just metal bracket. But yeah, that's the simple breakdown. I took a lot more screws out on my initial, tear down, but that was because I did not know what needed to be done. But you'll need a small little tool set. Pick is nice for taking out the little rubber grommets. My workspace isn't the cleanest, but it did what I need. And you'll want to make sure you have some paper towels, because there's a lot of white lithium grease on the threads and on a lot of the moving parts. But once you get all that taken apart, make sure you grease everything back up, putting it back together. And thank you for watching. One thing I did forget to mention is once you slide this piece off, Obviously there should be a second wheel on this side, but you can just slide it right off the end. You will need to pull these little rubber seals out of right there and take those screws out. And then also you'll have to take the two bearing pieces off. But then once you do that, there's this little slit down here at the bottom. You can just pop a screwdriver in and the whole thing just kind of pops apart. And then from there, if you need to take this piece off, there's just a few screws that you'll need to remove, and it's good from there. Thank you.